And we are back. Hi, everyone. I hope everybody's having a good midday. I hope that everybody's having a better time with their equipment. It's been a struggle for me to get this live thing to work. It took a few tries, but I'm finally here. Anyway, I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This recent episode. I am so disappointed in the way that everything played out. I was for sure thought that someone was going to be able to drag Kenya from here to infinity, but I was wrong. It's so crazy. I really thought that Portia would have enough guts and enough courage to really drag her, and she chose not to. So anyway, when they went to finish or wrap up their last meal at their vacation home, it Kenya came out as the victor at the end of this episode, or actually at the end of the scene too, because not only did Portia not defend herself, but Tanya, with her simple-minded self, decides to tell everybody that she was in the room, with Portia, proving the point that what Kenya said, that she heard the stripper Bolo, Portia and somebody else in the room, and that Portia actually did sleep with the stripper. So I mean, my thing about that thing though is that even though you were vindicated, you were right, you were telling the truth when it comes to what Portia was doing. Portia is a single woman, so she can do whatever she wants. On the other hand, Tanya has much more to lose because she's in a relationship. And I felt like it was petty that this was even a conversation. Like, why do you even care what Portia does? They did show in past reunions of Portia saying, that Kenya was a whore. Okay, so you wanted to get back at her because you was upset because she called you names in the past, that she accused you of the very activity that she was doing. So I could understand that. But the way that you went about it was extremely classless. And Latoya, during that meal, you were all over the place. Well, first of all, you were attacking. Let's see who Latoya at. She attacked Drew, and then she went and attacked Portia. She went and attacked Kenya, who's supposed to be her friend. So I was confused on why you were all over the place and you was just taking out your anger out on Drew and on Kenya. I could understand why you felt a certain type of way about Kenya, because she was trying to throw you underneath the bus. And we later find out it's because she was jealous. And I mean, a lot of the things that Kenya does is out of jealousy. Okay? She is a very jealous individual. So that's not surprising. That's nothing new. We all know that she's bitter, she's old, she's mad, and she's an auntie. Okay? I'm an auntie too, but I'm not a miserable auntie. She is a miserable auntie. She is a mad auntie. She is a bothered auntie. That's the type of auntie that she is. So anyway, let's see. And oh, I forgot. She's also a judgmental auntie, in the words of Latoya, or was that Drew? One of them. When it came to Drew and Cynthia talking about what happened at Cynthia's bachelorette party, I was so uncomfortable. It was just like, you can see that Latoya's husband was just not happy with it at all. It looked like he felt some type of way, but apparently their relationships had secrets because he went away to a trip on Tampa, or a rendezvous in Tampa, and would not discuss any of the things that happened in Tampa with his wife. So she felt that she was justified in her actions with this stripper. It was just weird. I mean, Cynthia's relationship or conversation with her fiance didn't go off like, it wasn't as uncomfortable as it was with Latoya's husband. It just seems that Latoya and her husband got so many issues in their relationship and so many trust issues. I just feel that there is some type of unspoken, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like unspoken resentment towards each other. So it's like whenever you see Latoya and her husband engaging on the show, it's like you're looking at somebody or two individuals that have different resentments towards each other, but refuse to fix it and refuse to leave each other. So I digress. The problem I have with Candy this episode is that Candy confirmed that everything that Kenya had said was true, but I can only be so mad at Candy because Tanya told on them. Tanya told on her and Portia. So it was like, I can't be but so mad at Candy, but she just let it all out. Like, since it's already out there, since, Kenya told everything that was going on and they were able to catch images of certain things. And I wonder how Drew's husband is going to feel about her humping on the table like the way that she was. It was extremely weird. So I wonder what her husband is going to be saying after watching this whole bachelorette party go down. But Candy told it all. And I mean, I don't blame her because she wasn't the first one to bring it up. It was Kenya, and then Tanya told on both her and Portia. So her talking about it got on my nerves, but it wasn't like she was the root of. She wasn't wrong in expressing it because it's already been told. I don't know if it's her manager or one of her assistants, confirmed that Bolo ended up leaving at 7 a.m. in the morning, which we already knew from the last episode because it shows him leaving at 7 a.m. And he didn't arrive to his hotel until 7 o'clock in the morning. Kenya and Latoya. Candy and not Candy. Kenya and Latoya's relationship is extremely weird. I mean, when it comes to her friendships, Kenya seems very petty and childish and catty. She just does things like if she's not the center of her attention, then she just is extremely catty. The whole situation in between her and Latoya on why she was treating her the way that she was treating her was simply the fact that, number one, she was engaging in this activity with the other women, and she has feelings for or she say a crush on Latoya. And it's just like, that's why you were acting the way that you were. I mean, having a crush on somebody is one thing. But once you get to the point where you are going to throw your friend underneath the bus because you're jealous, you're going to accuse her of, sleeping with a stripper, participating in a threesome because you're jealous. Like, that is very petty. That's very childish. And I just feel that she's like that with all her relationships. Like, she has to matter in every instance of their life. I mean, look at her relationship with Cynthia. It's like she ruined Cynthia's engagement. So, I mean, because she wasn't the center of attention. So anyway, we talked about Kenya saying that Portia had quite a few times said some things about her being, a whore or whatever. But it's so crazy that Portia and Kenya doesn't have a relationship because their personal relationships with their significant other parallel each other. You see that Kenya and Portia are both in toxic relationships. I mean, Kenya is in a toxic marriage. She is trying to save, but her husband is not interested. And you see how the way that he manipulated the situation to try to have Kenya think that they were going to work on their relationship. And then you see Portia, who is in this relationship or toxic relationship with Dennis, who cannot remain faithful. So they're both in horrible relationships with men who treat them like crap and who will have them on a stick, and they just have this little bit of hope that their relationships will work out. But it's not, because these men are not interested in reconciling with anything. Dennis wants to continue to cheat. I forgot Kenya's husband's name. I think his name is Mark. Let me not say his name. I think that's his name. But he is verbally abusive, and also a liar. He's a proven liar, because he said on the show that he didn't want anything from Kenya, and now he's allegedly asking for alimony. You're not. He has money, which is kind of like, why do you want money from Kenya when you have your own? You own restaurants. I mean, I understand probably during a global pandemic where he might feel that he has some type of entitlement to getting some type of financial help. But the fact that you degrade her, you drag her, you humiliate her on television, and then you turn around and then ask her for money. It's crazy. It's crazy that he's allegedly asking for alimony. And I'm with Kenya when it comes to her ex, or her soon-to-be ex, that it's just ridiculous. He makes things hard for her and continues to make things hard for her. And the fact that she wants to still save her relationship is just quite pathetic. Like, Kenya, please just close this chapter of your life. You will never be done with your ex. I know that his last name is Daly. You will never be able to close the chapter completely. You'll be able to close the chapter on your marriage, but you can't close the chapter on your relationship because you have a child together. So you guys have to figure out what you want to do as far as that goes. And if I were you, like, he seems like, even though you have the child, that he's still bullying you in a way, with dictating what you can and cannot do with your child. And he lives in New York. You know, he allegedly asked for alimony, but didn't even bring up the conversation of custody in his divorce decree. So that says a lot about him. He knows that you're going to take care of his child, but he's going to try to make it very hard for you in every way. If I was you, I would file for full custody and give him visitation. He lives in New York. You live in Atlanta. File for full custody. Let him do visitation. Send your child whenever you need to go up there, and you be the deciding factor of what happens with your kid. Because, I mean, he's using that child to control you, Kenya, and it's quite sad that's happening. And I hope that she wins in this situation, because, I mean, Kenya has her ways, and Kenya can sometimes be manipulative, and she can be mean-spirited. I think that what she goes through in her personal life, that's how the way that she treats other people. So she's being bullied. So now she's got to bully the ladies in the group. So I feel like it's a cycle, when it comes to Kenya in her ways. So I hope that Portia moves on from Dennis, and it's quite clear that more than likely after the season ends, more than likely they will end their relationship because of her alleged, rendezvous with stripper Bolo. So that pretty much wraps up the whole episode. Even though Kenya got her issues, girl, you're still tired, delayed and through with everything that you have done in the past 2 episodes with trying to expose Portia and expose the other women and discuss something that that clearly was going to be on television, but you made it worse when you were trying to just get to the bottom of business that wasn't your own. All right, you guys, thank you for watching my latest recap or review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. Talk to you later. Ciao.